we'll get it there.
Just come up and call.
Yeah. Okay, great. The mayor's here. Okay, we're going to begin our press event for today. This is our City of Corpus Christi and Nueces County joint press event to help the community on managing and dealing with COVID-19. And good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Zanoni, Corpus Christi City Manager. We have three presenters today. Will be myself, followed by Judge Barbara Canales, who's here with us, and then she will be followed by Mayor Joe McComb. Today, I'm going to present to you our statistics, as I usually do. We'll tell you new cases and changes, if any, in the current health status of those that have COVID-19. And then I'm going to talk to you about, let me just double check something real quick. Okay, and then I'm going to talk to you about an initiative that the city is launching kind of in response to COVID-19. It's a healthy, fun, and free initiative that we're going to pilot this Saturday, and we'll be doing it every Saturday until or through August, and we'll see what happens after that. And so I'll talk to you a little bit about that. We want people to come on out this Saturday, and I'll give you more details in a moment. The judge is going to talk about some of the Phase 2 governor orders, some updates on shipment of remdesivir. It's hard to say that word. Yeah. And then also some input on Memorial Day and how we can social distance appropriately, especially on our beautiful waterways. The judge is going to talk to us about the ratio of positive to negatives. He's been tracking that, and it's a good story for our community. He'll give us updates on that, as well as talk to us also about things that we can be aware of this coming holiday weekend. We know it's Memorial Day, and for some that may start today or tomorrow and go through Tuesday. But what we do need to remember is we can't forget everything we've learned in the past 3 months, so we have to remember the social distancing and how to keep ourselves free of the virus by keeping our hands clean, keeping them off our face, and so on. Okay, so that'll be our press event for today. There's just three of us, and tomorrow we'll have myself, Annette, and Texas A&M University will be here. Okay, so every day at 4, we look at the past 24 hours to see any new cases that we may have had in our community. And since yesterday, we're tracking 4 additional persons that have tested positive for COVID-19. And so our bar graph, you can see, hasn't been as bad this week. Testing is still continuing, so some may say, well, you're just not testing as much this week, but in fact, we are. In fact, our 7-day running average is higher than it has been. So you can see the week trend here. We have 4 today, we had 8 yesterday, 6 and 8, and then over the weekend, just 2 and 1, and then we ended last week with that big 22 number. With the 4 for today, we're at 260 cases since we have been tracking, but it's important to remember that about half of those persons have come out of the virus, they're healthy again. So 260 in the beginning, since the beginning, but half of those persons have recovered. We tracked the number of deaths, and we're still at 3 deaths for Nueces County. 2 of those persons were Corpus Christi residents, and 1 was a resident of Robstown. Our male to female distribution of the total cases is definitely more males today. It was trending almost 50-50 until recently. However, today, with today's 4 cases, 3 of which were male, we have 60% of all the cases are male and 40% are female. And then we track this by age. There's 9 different age categories, and 60%, just under 60%, are in 3 age categories. The age category of 20 to 50 years of age. So persons in the ages of 20 to 50 account for 60% of all of our cases we've had since the beginning. And then testing is important, and we update the community daily on that. And so today, between the city, the state National Guard, as well as hospitals, clinics, and private physicians using private commercial labs like LabCorp, we have tested 326 persons in our community. So that brings our total to 7,709 tests that have been conducted in Nueces County. We started a couple of weeks ago showing you this donut graph. It kind of shows you the total caseload in two terms, who is still recovering and who has recovered. And the recovered rate is the lighter blue, 127 persons have recovered. And that leaves us with 130 who are still recovering. And so this is looking a little bit better than last week, where our persons recovering was a little bit bigger of a slice. And so it's looking good. There's 3 deaths on there as well that we have been reporting. The hospitalization has, those in the hospital, there's no change from yesterday. So we still have 6 persons who are in the hospital, and of those 6, 2 are in intensive care, and then the remaining 4 are recovering under normal conditions in the hospital. And then to talk to you about the location of all these persons that have had COVID and where do they live. The majority obviously live in the city of Corpus Christi. It's the biggest city in Nueces County. Today's additional 4 cases were all in the city of Corpus Christi, so that brings our total to 235 cases in the city of Corpus Christi. There's 4 in Robstown, 7 in Port Aransas, 11 in the rural Nueces County regions, 1 in Agua Dulce, 1 in Bishop, and 1 in Driscoll. And so Petronilla is the only township here in the county that has 0 cases. And then let's look at our 7-day average charts. This shows testing and the number of positives. I'll show you next. But as I mentioned, you can see our 7-day average line continues to go up. This is it here. The blue bars are the singular days, number of tests given in any one day. But it's important to look at that 7-day average because that continues to trend upward. We have tested on average in the past 7 days, when you look at the daily average, 316 tests a day. And so that's pretty decent. And then when we look at this last 7-day graphic, it shows our number of positives. And I think they're going to put it up here in a second. Yep, there we go. So we're happy to see that our peak, our kind of second peak that was experienced because of two outbreak areas, our beef processing plant and 2 transitional housing centers. Since that has kind of processed through last week, this week, you can remember from that first bar chart, our numbers are leveling off. So the 7-day average number of positives is down to about 7 per day. That's the running, if we look at the last 7 days, the average is 7 persons per day. And you can see the dramatic drop over here and the number of persons that are testing positive in any one day. Okay, so we're going to Gabby, our city employee, is going to translate that into Spanish, and then I'm going to do a quick announcement on a new initiative we're starting in response to COVID-19.
En las últimas 24 horas han sido 4 los casos por coronavirus, haciendo un total de 260 casos a la fecha. Son 3 los fallecimientos. 155 personas son hombres, 105 son mujeres. La mayoría se encuentran en el rango de edades entre 40 y 49 años. Se han llevado a cabo 7,709 pruebas de detección del virus. 42 personas han sido hospitalizadas, 6 continúan en el hospital, 2 en la unidad de cuidados intensivos. 127 personas se han recuperado. De los 260, 235 personas son residentes de la ciudad de Corpus Christi.
Okay, great. Thank you, Gabby. Okay, this next thing is new to the city, and I thought I'd take this opportunity this afternoon to inform the community, and we do appreciate those who are watching on our broadcast channels as well as through YouTube or Facebook. And I thought I'd share with you this afternoon, this is going to be released tomorrow through our social media and our normal ways of communicating with the public. And I wanted to start today with it. And so it's called Safe, Fun, Fit at the Bayfront. And we're up here every day talking about social distancing and giving people more room to be out and about. And one thing we notice is that people love to jog and run or bike along our beautiful bay, in particular in between Cole Park and Water's Edge Park. And what we notice is that there's not enough room in that sidewalk to have appropriate social distancing. I've seen a lot of families that are jammed up on top of each other. They have to delay and wait to let somebody go by. So every Saturday from now on, from the hours of 7 to 11, we're going to close down Ocean Drive, a section from Cole Park to where it transitions down the hill to Water's Edge Park. So just the northbound lane What that's going to do is allow us to have what we're calling a fit lane, and that'll be the sidewalk and that whole roadway northbound on Ocean Drive. And so we want persons that want to get out and feel comfortable with social distancing, to have plenty of room to, one, get healthy, exercise, but enjoy that beautiful view that's there. It's unreal, just the view, the smell, the wind, the sounds. And so we want to really make that a better and more usable amenity for our community. This is a great example of, and you've heard it, leaders have said, we're going to come out of this better and stronger, and we think this is one of those ideas that can materialize into something like that, into something to make that statement a reality. So it's called Safe Fun Fit at the Bayfront. It's going to be safe because of social distancing, even though we're encouraging people to come out. And it is about having fun, but also getting fit. And so if we can go back to that last slide real quick, before we get to this one. It is along the Bayfront. It's about 1.25 miles of closed roadway. And so if you went all the way down, came all the way back, and went all the way down again, it would be equivalent to a 5K, right? So those people that like doing 5Ks, it gives us added pedestrian space. And the closure of the lane is only in the northbound direction, so going northbound. So the southbound lanes won't be impacted at all. There's a small detour for persons that are traveling northbound. They'll just take a quick left on Ayers, be up on Staples, and they divert back down around this. So our next shot here shows us some of the details. It's not only is it about closing that lane to give a fitness lane, as we're calling it, but we're also going to offer 4 free classes. Right now we're capping the class sizes to 20, and they're full already for Saturday. But next Saturday we're going to be opening registration to Saturday for next Saturday's event, so you sign up online. The classes that are going to be offered are fitness classes, to include some basic ones about how to be flexible enough and stretched out enough to just do some basic walking, and then a more aggressive one about how can you be more fit, a little bit more intensive class that'll talk about running and that type of thing. We're going to have a yoga class, and then there'll be a Zumba class as well. The Zumba class is going to be real neat. It's for this Saturday, and probably for each Saturday will be under the pavilion, the basketball pavilion. And then we'll also have a nutritionist on hand that'll talk about some healthy options for the week and how you can cook healthy and eat healthy. And so those are all free classes. The class will have social distancing. There'll be about 10 feet between each person for all the classes. And the whole event goes from Cole Park all the way to the Art Center at the end there of that closed Shoreline Drive. So we're calling it Safe Fun Fit at the Bayfront. Come on out this Saturday between 7 and 11 at any of those. You don't have to be there for that whole time. We know that there's tons of people there already without even doing this initiative, but we want to make it a community event. This is a proud community, and we want it to be a healthy community as well. So this provides an opportunity for folks to get out, get some free exercise classes, and then also just have a greater venue than what we have right now, which is already great to get out and walk, bike, run, or jog. And so more information is available on our website, and the city's website. We're partnering with VFit Productions, with a health fitness group here in Corpus Christi. They'll be providing a lot of the instructors for the classes. So that's it on the Safe Fun Fit. Look to our website for more information. We'll be doing more announcement of this starting tomorrow. Okay, Gabby's going to translate that into Spanish, and then our County Judge, Barbara Canales, will be coming up next to speak.
El día de mañana vamos a dar más información sobre este nuevo programa llamado Safe Fun Fit. A mucha gente le gusta hacer ejercicio. Todos los sábados de las 7 de la mañana a las 11 vamos a cerrar parte de Shoreline en dirección norte, frente al Parque Water's Edge. Así las personas que quieran hacer ejercicio lo podrán hacer de manera segura y manteniendo el distanciamiento social. El área es de 1.2 millas. También vamos a contar con clases de ejercicios que incluyen yoga, zumba y nutrición. Este sábado ya no hay lugar, pero estaremos teniendo más inscripciones para los próximos sábados. Para más información podrá encontrarla en el portal de la ciudad. La dirección es www.cctexas.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. Barbara Canales, Nueces County Judge. I'm going to start this afternoon, a little departure from COVID-19, but I think you can find that in every situation that's a crisis that there is relevance. Today we had an active shooter incident at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi. I have been briefed this afternoon on the situation, and I'd like to tell everybody that it is contained, and I would like to also inform that the sheriff has given me the information there is no immediate threat to area residents. The incident is under investigation, and we will learn more in the coming days. The active shooter incident is a reminder of how quickly any ordinary day can turn dangerous and deadly. And it is also a reminder of what our men and women in security and law enforcement and uniform face every time they put that uniform on to do their job. I have been kept informed throughout the incident starting this morning at 7:05, and our area law enforcement was ready to support and respond as needed. However, the FBI is leading the investigation, and Sheriff Hooper is our county's direct liaison with the FBI and with Base Security Force, and will work closely with them and follow up. This is also a very good reminder about the difference between shelter in place and stay at home. So in a reverse alert situation, if you get a shelter in place, that is very different than a stay at home order. And I would just like to remind you how unique our community is, not only with our industry, which sometimes has incidents that require us to shelter in place, but also in an active shooter situation with our military bases. As I said, the FBI office in charge is out of Houston. They are the lead investigative agency, and they will issue updates on the investigation. Naval Air Station Corpus Christi will also issue guidance on the operating status of the base and of any new procedures regarding gate access and procedures. I would like to express my thankfulness to the healthcare workers who responded, and we're grateful that the one sailor from Security Force is reported to have been, of course, injured, but then treated and released. So, pivoting from the news of the day that was quite eventful this morning, let's talk about Opening Texas once more. Open Texas Phase 2 goes into effect tomorrow for restaurants, and we've had a lot of discussion this week, so I'll keep it brief, but this does allow restaurants to choose to open to 50% capacity, and our beaches are going to be open. And I know many are looking forward to spending time on what I regard as the crown jewel of Texas. Those are our gorgeous beaches stretching for miles and miles and miles. Not only do you have city beaches and county beaches, but you have state beaches and national park beaches to enjoy. And I want to point out that I'm enjoying our new graphic that we hope you will spread through your own social media. And that is a great picture of a surfer, probably close to Bob Hall Pier. Coastal distancing. Let's stop COVID-19. Keep your social distance. So we love this ad, and you will see it prominently displayed at all of our ingresses and egresses at beach parks. You know, it's hard when you're having a great time and you're with your family and friends and the sun is shining to really think about COVID-19, but we know that the best way to keep us healthy, keep us coming back and back and back to our beaches is to do this. So please remember when you see these signs to take care of yourself and take care of one another. Let me also say that the goal has always been education, not enforcement. So please continue to look at checklists for detailed guidance on what is required from everything from gyms to museums, restaurants and hair salons. And once again, the email, or actually the website, is www.gov.texas.gov/OpenTexas. And if you have any problems, just hop on noisesco.com and it'll take you right to it. So, as much as I constantly talk about responsibility and personal responsibility about COVID and following social distancing guidelines, washing your hands and the like, and Mayor McComb always references, do what your mom told you. Well, I guess I have to be not only the chief executive officer, but I don't mind being mom in chief. So here's some tidbits from this mom to all of you. Wear sunscreen this weekend. It's going to be hot. Sun's going to be shining, even if it's overcast. You should wear sunscreen. And be alert, please, for rip currents. If you're not on our reverse alert system, get on it. It's a wonderful way to be able to be the most informed and take a look at those flags. If they're flying red, you should really watch out. Those rip currents can be very, very dangerous. Please stay hydrated. And also, keep our beaches clean. Don't mess with Texas beaches. That isn't cool. So we haven't been to the beach for some of us in a long time. Others are out there all the time. And here's the bottom line. Whether you're local or whether you're from out of town, we want all of us to be able to come back and enjoy the beach time and time again. So once again, follow coastal distancing. We love coming to the coast and enjoying all of the marvels that it has to offer. But if you really want to keep each other coming back again and again, this is the way to ensure that. Let's pivot to some of the interesting items of the day that Manager Zanoni mentioned earlier, and that's the shipments that we've received of remdesivir. That's the drug that's been shown to have some success in treatment of COVID-19. It has arrived at our 2 hospitals, and this is great news, and it does reflect great partnership and teamwork between the city, county, and state. Also, got off the phone with Dr. Blow from Christus Spawn. He was giddy because just a few hours ago, we received hundreds of test cartridges for the new Cepheid test machine at Christus Spawn's diagnostic laboratory. This means that we're going to be able to test all of our senior centers on Monday and Tuesday. It means that we're going to process those tests right here in Nueces County. That's going to be local. It's going to mean a faster result and faster action if any positives are detected. I can't emphasize enough how important that is. So we're going to keep working hard as we go through these cartridges to order more. Now, finally, we talked about the weekend, alluded to the great beaches, but Memorial Day is so much more than just a weekend to enjoy time with your family. I know it's a federal holiday. We're also off at the county. But really, would you please take a moment to honor the fallen? And in fact, we are establishing online memorial to the on our Nueces County website. It will list all the fallen heroes, those Nueces County residents who died while serving our country during any of the armed conflicts that we have recorded. That website will be up tomorrow at nuecesco.com/memorial. Please take time to go and honor those that have served and sacrificed their lives for all of us. Major General John Logan was a leader and hero of the Civil War for the North, and he had organized a veterans organization in the late 1800s. General Logan's order for his post to decorate graves in 1868, he used these words in his order, with the choicest flowers of springtime. He urged that we should guard their graves with sacred vigilance. Let pleasant paths invite the coming and going of reverent visitors and fond mourners. Let no neglect, no ravages of time testify to the present or to the coming generations that we have forgotten as a people the cost of a free and undivided republic. I noticed that online throughout the nation, at 3 p.m. on Memorial Day, there'll be a time to pause and take remembrance, and I would urge all Nueces County citizens to do so. It was called Decoration Day many, many years ago, and people in the late 1800s, after so many were lost in the Civil War, would go to the graves of soldiers and decorate them and with beautiful flowers of springtime, like General Logan suggested, and I would suggest that we do the same. Let not, as Logan said, that we will forget as a people the cost of a free and undivided republic, and I would ask that you not allow COVID-19 to interrupt that remembrance. So visit the grave of fallen soldiers, honor them with the flowers of springtime. It's almost always such that Memorial Day marks the beginning of summer, and we do have much to be thankful for. And today, with the active shooter on our base, I think it's an unbelievable reminder of the sacrifices that are made by our men and women in uniform. And we've been asked to do many things during this COVID crisis, and it's a delicate balance between personal freedom and our shared responsibility for the common good. So, in closing, this is one of my favorite quotes that I like to give on Memorial Day because I think it makes the most impact to the concept of freedom. May we think of freedom not as the right to do as we please, but as the opportunity to do what is right. These poignant words are so perfect right now. Shall we enjoy the freedom of the weekend and the holiday and the time with family? Absolutely. But let us never forget that the freedoms that we are afforded give us the chance to do what is right. So please, continue to be vigilant, to do what is right. And when you do so, you honor those who gave their life for it. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week.
En resumen, el día de hoy se reportó una balacera en la base naval de la ciudad. El incidente continúa bajo investigación, pero la situación está controlada. Nuestros agentes de la ley han estado preparados para asistir al FBI, que está liderando esta investigación. Cuando un incidente de esta magnitud ocurre, posiblemente se declare una orden de estar en casa, que es diferente a una orden por un incidente químico. Regresando a la fase 2 de la reapertura del Estado, esta fase da comienzo el día de mañana para los restaurantes. Mucha gente va a acudir también a la playa este fin de semana. Vamos a contar con anuncios recordándole a la gente de mantener el distanciamiento social. Nuestra meta es mantenerlo informado y saludable. Puede acudir a la página nuecesco.com para más información. Le quiero pedir que si va a la playa utilice bloqueador solar. Manténgase seguro, tome suficiente agua, mantenga la playa limpia y libre de basura. En cuanto al cargamento de medicamento Remdesivir, ya hemos recibido en los hospitales SPON y también hemos recibido más recursos para continuar realizando pruebas en los asilos de ancianos. Mientras se celebra el día feriado, hemos trabajado un portal especial honrando a los militares caídos. Puede acudir a la página nuecesco.com/memorial y dejar ahí un mensaje de agradecimiento. Estamos muy agradecidos de los sacrificios que realizan los hombres y mujeres en uniforme, especialmente con incidentes como el ocurrido esta mañana.
Good afternoon. The city manager and the judge have gone over a lot of the changes. One and there's some good changes. We're on our road to reopening. The governor sent out just a little earlier today, if you're planning on doing any air travel, he's lifted the restrictions on air travel. And so we would encourage you, if you have some plans for this weekend or in the future, that you begin to make those plans and get back in the swing of things. The beach has been mentioned, and let me just suggest that, again, we take advantage of those opportunities, but to continue to remember to be safe, practice kindness to your fellow beachgoers, and keep your distance, but enjoy the beach. That's what they're here for, and we're glad that people are able to get out. Some other good news as we begin to continue to open up our city and our county and our state is that Corpus Christi is still, Nueces County are still in one of the leadership roles in terms of our positive tests to the total tests given today after all the numbers have been calculated. We're at 3.37%, and that's tremendous. I understand the state's average is approximately 6.6, 6.4, something like that. And this number has actually come down since just Monday. It was 3.5 Monday, it's 3.37 today, but yet we're continuing in great numbers to do our testing, and we'll continue to do that. And so I think each one in the community needs to have a little pride, a little bounce in their step that you keep doing the things you're doing. That number will continue to drop, and that's our goal. So we want to thank everyone for that. A couple other good news items that we have is that in the Mayor's Disaster Fund that we've been able so far to date to collect because of the graciousness and the kind-heartedness of the people in our county and our city and the Coastal Bend area, over $286,000. And we've distributed over $257,000, and the rest of it will be distributed following Memorial Day to get out and be put to work as quickly as possible. So there's a lot of good things to be thinking about while we're continuing to fight this. We're not going to finish the fight before the weekend or after the weekend shortly, but we're going to continue to fight it, and we're going to win it. And when I was growing up and still as an adult, church, there used to be a song, still is, I guess, we used to sing, "Count your many blessings, name them one by one." Well, we've got a lot of blessings. And as we think about Memorial Day and the sacrifice that our fellow citizens gave so that we could have the country we have and have the blessings we have, count those blessings and name them one by one. Be thankful for them and thankful for the opportunities that we have in America to be here and to enjoy those freedoms that they sacrificed unselfishly for us. So we'll close that and then remind the media that since next week is a holiday on Monday, that we've changed the meeting schedules for these 5 o'clock briefings. We'll be going to 1 day a week, and that'll be on Wednesday. And then I think City Manager said on Friday the A&M people will come and give statistics each Friday. But we will continue to give out the information on a daily basis. And I don't know, I haven't had a chance to check with the judge or the city manager, but I got an email about some new rule that says we can't publicly disclose any information about the results of the COVID virus and the tests. I'm not sure where that rumor got started, but to my knowledge, we're getting it out every day as soon as we get it, and we'll continue to do that. And I don't know if there's been any rule to come out and say that we're going to change that. So if you happen to hear that rumor, please just file that in a circular file down beside your desk, because there's no validity to it. So we will continue to be transparent and open, as honest as we can with the numbers, and give them to you as quickly as we have them. So I want to wish each one a happy Memorial Day, but I hope it's a somber and sober Memorial Day to be thinking about those that sacrificed their life so that you and I could have the life that we have today. So, Peter, if you want to come up and close it out, or if y'all have any questions, that's all I have today. But thank you very much, and continue to stay healthy and stay safe.
En resumen, el día de hoy se retiraron las restricciones para aquellas personas que viajan por avión, aunque les seguimos pidiendo tomar todas sus precauciones sanitarias. También le quiero recordar a la comunidad que continúe el distanciamiento social. En nuestra comunidad el porcentaje es de 3.37% de positivos y es de estar orgullosos. Quiero agradecer a aquellas personas que han realizado donaciones, mismas que serán siendo entregadas para las personas más necesitadas a través de mi fundación. Les recuerdo que solo tendremos una conferencia los días miércoles y la presentación por parte de la Universidad Texas A&M los días viernes, aunque los reportes en línea van a continuar diariamente. También quiero agradecer a los hombres y mujeres en uniforme quienes han dado su vida por esta nación.
Okay, great. That concludes our press briefing for today. The media is here, and we thank them for being here and helping to cover this. We're going to take any questions that you might have at this point.
All right. So today the governor ordered all residents at state-run facilities to be tested. Do we have any official plan for how the county is going to test those?
The state-run facility testing,
Yes.
Judge? Annette Rodriguez, our public health director, is not here today, so we have to confer with her still on how we're going to go about doing that.
Okay.
I know this week we're still continuing to test at nursing homes, working with the state. We can get that answer for you. Do you have any?
Robert, give me a second.
Okay, here comes the judge.
We think,
Take your time.
otherwise it doesn't get recorded. So we think that's in reference to state-run homes that have to do, again, with the elderly, with nursing homes. So those are going to be included. So I don't expect that that would be any different than what we were already doing. So absolutely, if there's a call for us to do something, Chief Rocha is going to go ahead and test. And again, what I'm grateful for is that we have now the cartridges to be able to include them so that we're not waiting, 8 and 9 days for resolution on those tests. But we think that's in direct consistency with what we know from just the agencies that are, the state-run homes. But they're with the elderly.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, do we have any other questions? Okay, great. Then that concludes our briefing for today. We'll be here tomorrow with Texas A&M University doing an update on their modeling, and we'll see everybody then. Thank you.